One. What's up, everyone? Oh boy. Oh boy. What a night. What a statement. Most importantly, what a title-winning performance from Bayern Munich. Oh my goodness. Hey everyone, you know me. I'm Dakota Clayball, your local Tampa Bay Bayern Munich fan, realtor extraordinaire. Maybe extraordinaire, that might be a little extreme. But your local realtor. If you're looking to buy a house here in the Tampa Bay area or in Florida, let me know. I'd be happy to help. Anyways, let's talk about Bayern Munich's 4-2 win over Stuttgart and how they sealed the Bundesliga title with games to spare. Oh my goodness. And do it in a way that perfectly sums up this team. Chaotic, ruthless, and unstoppable when it clicks. But this game didn't start the way Bayern fans were hoping it would. There was a little early trouble. Bayern went down 1-0 thanks to Christian Führer of Stuttgart. And at that moment, some people got that itchy feeling that there's a little tension, a little frustration, like, oh, here we go again. They did come out strong, Stuttgart. They were more aggressive, they were pressed well, and they punished Bayern early. But for a brief stretch, Bayern looked vulnerable. That was early on. But what separates Bayern and their championship to the contenders, Dortmund, is how you respond. And let's talk about that explosion. 4 goals, total control. Bayern Munich didn't just respond, they exploded. 3 goals in 6 minutes. 6 minutes, folks. That's not just a comeback, that's a demolition of Stuttgart. Stuttgart was like, well, we're not going to win. And it showed. And in that stretch, they had absolutely no answers, Stuttgart. Their press broke down, defensive shape collapsed, and Bayern, man, they just smelled blood. This is the reason why Bayern wins titles. The mentality monsters. That's what they were called, and they're coming back to that. They were fast in transactions. They were fast in transactions of goals. They were fast in transition, clinical in front of goal, and completely overwhelmed the opposition. And once momentum swings, it's Bayern's game. And let's be real, Harry Kane's game. Because once again, what did he do? He scores. Harry Kane, the Hurricane, he scored another goal. Albeit a little chaos in front of goal, but he scored. He keeps producing. And at this point, it's not even a surprise anymore. It's expected from a guy that was $100 million, which, by the way, he's playing like he's worth $200 million. I don't even think Bayern would take $200 million to sell him. He's unsellable. But game after game, moment after moment, Harry Kane is there. Whether it's positioning, finishing, or just pure composure. Specifically penalties. I mean, let's keep those penalties going in, folks. Man, oh man. Now, let's talk about how he's leading Bayern not just in goals, but to that Bundesliga title. And who's his backup that's been playing when he's either been injured or just rested? Nicolas Jackson. He hasn't been a firm favorite for a lot of fans, just because he hasn't been producing in the beginning. But little known stat, maybe not little known, but a stat, 871, 8 goals, 4 assists in 971 minutes. That's a goal contribution every 81 minutes. He's a striker. He's getting it done. We just need better efficiency. But let that sink in. Every time he's on the pitch, he's producing. That is elite efficiency. I mean, 81 goals for a striker. I can remember when some some strikers couldn't get past the goalie. But what's even more dangerous is he's not even in full matches, which I'm okay because Harry Kane is well superior to him. But let's talk about who's coming back into his magical form. I'm talking about Jamal Musiala. Let's get some Musiala magic starting again. And man, oh man, there he was. He's about 90% there, it seems like. He says his ankle is getting back to being able to do these juking runs and feeling like his old self again. Because that first goal that Guerrero scored, man, it was set up by Jamal Musiala. He was going through players, keeping the ball like it was stuck to his foot. Whew. Beautiful run. He was breaking lines, carrying the ball with confidence, and setting up the first goal, that equalizer. And that's the Musiala Bayern needs. And as well as, I don't care what Oliver Kahn says, what Germany needs. He's creative, he's fearless, and he's unpredictable. That's what both teams need. And if he's fully back, this attack becomes even more dangerous heading into the biggest matches of the season. And there are some big matches coming up, one of which I'll talk about here in just a bit. But let's talk about the title being secured, but they're still hungry. They postponed any real celebrations. Yes, they donned those cockatoo t-shirts from Käfer Cafe where they were going to celebrate all the time, and how Goretzka was holding him on his shoulder like he was there in real. Oh man. But they are not taking anything away because they want to make sure that they get to Berlin and I think Istanbul. Those are the two final destinations Bayern are hoping to play on. Whew. With the Bundesliga title sealed, we can rest some players in between big games because we have tomorrow Leverkusen, and then we have PSG, and then PSG again. That's 3 weeks of big games. Big games. I want to hear fans in Germany for Bayern yelling, "Wir fahren nach Berlin." We are going to Berlin. Because, man, oh man, we're going to have to get some sweet revenge against Leverkusen tomorrow. And then PSG revenge next week. Because Bayern's not done yet. They are hoping to avenge that BS game that we had last month or February. I can't remember, when we went down 2 players against Leverkusen and still drew 1-1. And then how we lost 1-0 to Leverkusen when Manuel Neuer got his red card. First one of his career, by the way. But round of 16 revenge is in order for tomorrow. And that's motivation enough, let alone going to the DFB Pokal final in Berlin. And if they play anything like they did in the 6-minute stretch against Stuttgart tomorrow, Leverkusen is going to have a serious problem and may have to just stay in Leverkusen. So, in closing, yeah, a shaky start, ruthless response, and a title secured. Bayern Munich 4, Stuttgart 2. Champions for the 2nd year in a row. And now all eyes turn to the Pokal tomorrow. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Reach out to your family. And as always, your needs are the point. Tschüss.